Hello and welcome back to the Jambar in 10. I'm Scott Chiddock.
And I'm Scott Tanner.
Youngstown State University Physical Therapy Chair Nancy Landgraf has been inducted into the National Academies of Practice as a Distinguished Fellow. Landgraf was nominated by colleague Kelly Caldwell, a specialist in respiratory therapy and current member of the Academy. The NAP ceremony took place in Washington, D.C. and included an advocacy day where Landgraf visited Capitol Hill and spoke to local representatives.
And to be with these ladies, one was, like I said, respiratory, one was nursing, and to discuss with the legislators why it's so important for them to consider the legislation in healthcare that relates to interdisciplinary actions, interprofessional collaborations.
In addition to the Advocacy Day, she also spent the next 2 days attending presentations and meetings where speakers shared what and how they were teaching in their respective fields. From those meetings and presentations, she has brought back new ideas and activities she would like to integrate to help further enhance students' education.
Ohio Senate Bill 1 has caused a stir in universities across the state. Jambar reporter Nicarla Honchard has more on this bill might mean to the students and faculty.
Ohio SB 1, now the Advanced Ohio Higher Education Act, has been labeled vague by some. It is this vagueness that has led critics to call this period a wait-and-see period as students and faculty wait to see how their instruction might be affected. Key components of the bill include the removal of all DEI policies and programs and prohibiting the creation of new ones, restricting faculty from striking, and students having an increased role in professor reviews, among others. Mark Vopat, philosophy professor and president of YSU's OEA Union, said the stringent restrictions on faculty may affect the recruitment of future professors as their protections are unsure.
Part of our negotiations are, here's the conditions under which you can get rid of faculty. That's something that we actually can negotiate. So the terms of our employment. When that is now left up entirely to the Board of Trustees as a matter of policy, we can't be sure that our rights are going to be protected, that our speech rights are going to be protected.
Patrick Spearman, Associate Professor of Teacher Education and Leadership Studies and the Director of the Africana Studies Program, said he's unsure of the law's indoctrination claims.
From my vantage point, the legislation seems like it's an overreach. It's legislation trying to address a problem that I didn't see was currently something that was impacting our colleges and universities. Students who come, they come with a variety of different backgrounds and experiences. And that, for me, as a professor, that's what makes it interesting. That's what makes it fun.
Both Spearman and Vopat believe that this law may have adverse effects on student interactions and in-class discussions. For the Jambar, I am Nicarla Honchard. Thank you.
YSU's Fraternity and Sorority Life program recently underwent a review by Rise Partnerships. The review process included 3 days of interviews and group sessions where feedback was gathered from the program's key stakeholders. Erin Driscoll, Executive Director of Student Experience and Residence Life, said the process was insightful and hopes the external review process can be integrated into the program's operation. She said in light of the Kilcawley renovations, she hopes the Fraternity and Sorority Life program will be an integral part of student experiences.
Looking at fraternity and sorority life really as a way that once that new student center is in place and operational, that hopefully fraternities and sororities are a big part of bringing new life to that newly redesigned building.
Fraternities and sororities have existed at YSU in one form or another since the late 1920s.
At YSU, student athletes not only make an impact on the field, but off as well. PNC Bank honors students' academics, leadership, and service. Jambar contributor Keon Eddington has more.
The PNC Achievers Award is handed out to students who excel in the classroom and contribute to their community. PNC started the partnership with YSU in 2016. Ted Schmidt, PNC Regional President of Youngstown, says PNC wanted to award student athletes for going above and beyond their athletic ability.
Got to remember, they're students first. Even the other athletes, that their hard work, their dedication off the court or off the field is really what this award is about.
Often, students who stand out meet a certain criteria.
We really focus on 3 non-athletic criteria that remain consistent even today. The first one is academic achievement. What students are excelling in the classroom. The second one is community service, really supporting where they live, work, and play. And then the last is student leadership, really exemplary stewardship that inspires other students.
One male and female are selected each semester, with the winners receiving a plaque at a football game or basketball game. Student athletes Abby Householder and Hunter Christopher were the most recent winners. While PNC gives the criteria, Chris Summer says YSU Athletic Department chooses the recipients.
We'll brainstorm some student athletes' names, and then we'll just kind of, check in and make sure they're in, great standing as far as academics go. And then, what their involvement is in the community. Are they doing community outreach programs? Are they out in the community doing volunteer work? It's not how well they do on the court or on the field. That comes into play a little bit, but it's more of a community award, what they're doing out, off the field, off the court.
Past winners are often humble about receiving the honor.
Always very happy to receive the award. It's, talking to the student athlete, they always put the team first. So they always say it's a team award. It's, their teammates help them get the award type of deal. But no, they're always well received of it, and they always enjoy being recognized for their hard work that they do.
The next group of PNC achievers will be handed out at a YSU football game this fall. For Jambar TV, I'm Keon Eddington.
Now we're going to send it over to Josh for more on student life. Thanks, Scott. Talking about student life, let's get into it. Youngstown State University is set to receive funding of over $331,000 for the RAPIDS program. The RAPIDS program, which stands for the Regionally Aligned Priorities and Delivering Skills program, is offered through YSU's STEM Workforce Education and Innovation. The funding came from the Ohio Department of Higher Education, with proposed outcomes of creating internships between students and local companies and supporting local industry sectors, among others. In April of 2024, the RAPIDS program received a grant of $902,000. These grants are generally used to further programs offered by the workforce and education and innovations through new equipment to help with local business productions. The Williamson College of Business is entering year 11 of exporting students to success with the Internship Exportation Program. This is a two-part program with a spring semester course and then a full-time paid internship the summer to follow. We spoke to program director Musa Cassis about the hands-on opportunity for students.
It's a specialized class for that training, and we train them, and then that means we supply Ohio companies with fully trained workforce that's very well knowledgeable on the exporting process in the international trade.
The recruiting process begins in the fall and is a very competitive program that accepts between 10 to 15 students. Cassis encourages everyone.
Make sure you focus on business classes, get the fundamental and foundation very strong.
Cassis encourages everyone in the business college or engineering program to participate in this unique experience. A new panorama mural representing Kilcawley Center's legacy was painted on the campus side of the building this week. Students Lauren Barrett and Emma Stropes Down were chosen to be the designers and lead the painting of the mural. These students met with various people who felt personally connected to Kilcawley, including alumni, faculty, and current students. These interactions gave them the material of 50 years of history to base the mural on, including various clubs, restaurants in the center. The Kilcawley Center will close May 5th for a 2-year renovation, and the mural is meant to be a send-off to the old building and a look forwarding to a bright future. And that's all I have for student life. I'm Josh Robinson. Let's take it back to Scott and Scott.
Thanks, Josh. That's all we have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you right back here next week. Stay safe, Penguins.